All right, boys and girls. So, like we did last week, I'm just going to go over our 4 vocabulary words that I want you guys to know better, okay? So, before I do that, I want you guys to know what your homework is going to be for the week. So, you are going to, like we did last week, you're going to illustrate any words that you rated a 0 or a 1 yesterday. So, you're going to go back to that ranking chart that you did and look at all the words. And if you ranked anything a 0 or a 1, I want you guys to get on Clever and you can go to this week's glossary, okay? So you can go on there and you can look up the words. And if you rated anything a 0 or a 1, and if I don't go over them, then you can look up the definition and then I want you to draw a picture or illustrate them. Any words that you did not know very well, and look at the definition and understand it and then draw a picture, okay? That will be your job, okay? Your second job is to reread, if you haven't already done it, our story, okay? The story was Your World Up Close. And were there any words that you felt should be vocabulary words? Words that you didn't know very well, or words you didn't know at all and had to figure out what they meant? Those would be words that you would consider words that should be vocabulary words, okay? Words that needed to be explained, words that a 4th grader or almost 5th grader wouldn't know very well, okay? All right. So, our first word for this week is going to be mingle. You guys know what mingle meant? Okay. It's kind of a word that I think I might use a little bit more or might have as a kid. Okay. Mingle means to mix or to come together. So the way I might use it is when I go to like a party, let's say like a Christmas party or something like that, I might mingle with the rest of the guests. So when I mingle with the rest of the guests, I mix around with the other guests at the party. So their example on here would be the 3 penguins like to mingle and to socialize with each other. So think about that in the classroom, okay? If I said to mingle with your peers out in the playground, it would be to mix around and to play maybe with kids you didn't know very well, right? To socialize, to mix and mingle around, okay? And actually, the way I've seen it a lot, it would say to mix and to mingle. So it gives you that definition right in the same sentence, all right? So to mingle is to mix and to come together, okay? I like the word mingle, okay? The next word, which I think some of you might know just because it's used with science, all right? And this word is magnify, okay? And the way you guys have probably seen it is when you're talking about a magnifying glass. So what does that magnifying glass do? The magnifying glass makes something look bigger, okay? So to magnify is to make something look bigger than it actually is, okay? So to magnify is to make something look bigger than it actually is. Simple as that. So a magnifying glass can have different powers actually. So maybe it's times 10, maybe it's times 25, who knows? So to magnify is simply to make it look bigger. So if you're on a computer, it might have a little magnifying glass emblem, and that simply means that it can make it look bigger. Okay? So to magnify is to make something look bigger than it actually is. It's as simple as that. So to magnify could mean to make it look bigger, to enlarge. Okay? All right, our next word, maybe some of you know this one well, is dissolves. Dissolves. Dissolves means to pass into a solution with a liquid. And that's kind of a big thing. So the way you guys have probably seen dissolves is, let's say you are making chocolate milk with the powder, and you pour that powder into the milk, and it disappears, right? So it simply means you put it into something else and it like disappears, okay? So it goes into the solution with a liquid and it passes into it equally, okay? Does it actually disappear? No, it just means it goes into the liquid and passes into it equally, okay? So the definition is to pass into a solution with liquid, okay? I like the word dissolve because it has the science aspect to it. I don't want you guys to think it disappears. Another part of a definition is to be incorporated into a liquid as a solution. And I like that one to be incorporated. I like that definition a little bit better than the other one, okay, to pass into. I like to be incorporated, okay? So to pass into a solution, into a liquid, and I want you to know it's equalized. So if you were to making your chocolate milk, does it taste, I guess if it settles at the bottom, you're going to think it's not because it's settled. But if you stir it up, it's completely equalized throughout that chocolate milk, okay? Makes it a solution, and you'll see that, okay? Our last word is gritty. Gritty. So something gritty contains very small bits of sand or stone, okay? So, has your mom or your sister or your grandma ever used a face mask? Like a sand face mask or a facial scrub? All those little bits in there, that's gritty, when it has grit, and it usually contains sand or stones. Sometimes a face mask has like salt or sugar. It's just those little teeny bits of something not soft, something that's got a texture to it. That's what you would consider gritty, something with that fine texture like sand or stone. All right, guys? So those are 4 words that you guys might not have known super well, okay? But I like the word dissolve, okay? And the dissolve is probably my favorite one because you'll see it a lot as you get older in science, okay? And it has that dis, D-I-S. It's a prefix, and you'll see that a lot, okay? And I think that one you guys might have known, but not quite understood what it meant exactly. All right. All right, guys. So I will hopefully see you on today at 1 o'clock. I look forward to talking about our story and the work you guys have done. Have a good day.